technologies. Because of COVID, everyone is forced to work from home, and let's see a typical scenario how a company will operate. So the company's employees can sit at home like this here, and he will use some remote software like Teamweaver or Log Me In or something, and then they will connect to the main server, which will be in the main office, or it will be in the data center. So they will access all the data from their home PC. This is a typical setup. But there's a problem in this setup. What is the problem in the setup? Is in this setup, if you see, if this is the office, yeah, if this part is the office, you see, here electricity has to be provided to the computer all the time. So whenever the user comes in and tries to access this PC has to be, this computer has to be on all the time. Okay, is only then he's able to access this computer. There would be also be a personnel who would be deployed to open the PC, to switch on the computer. So if you see, you can observe there are a lot of disadvantages using this method. It's expensive. Also, there are other disadvantages too. First is the electricity. Second is maintenance. So suppose now in this computer you suddenly wanted to increase the memory or increase the CPU power. That itself will cost you a huge amount. There will be the hardware service support personnel's cost plus the additional hardware cost involved in buying it. Next is there is also maintenance cost when you are running such servers. This depreciation of these computers. Then there is rent to be paid, and also the personals have to be paid. So now all these problems which you see here can all be solved by cloud. Now let's understand the different types of clouds in the market. AWS from Amazon is one of the leading cloud computing software provider. They own around 60 to 65% of the cloud market. Second comes is Microsoft and also Google Cloud. So we right now are an AWS partner, Amazon AWS partner, and so I will try to educate you how we can use AWS. So suppose I want to connect to a computer. I have a cloud computer which is based on AWS running somewhere on the internet. Now if I want to access this computer, all I need to do is I just go on click, right click connect to a remote computer. All they have to do is go into my computer, click on downloads, and then there is this shortcut to the remote computer. Click on it and you connect to your remote computer. So this is the remote computer which is available, and it's your computer. It's especially a computer which is designed for you. All the data in the computer will be related to your account. Now if you observe here, let's see the RAM, let's see the memory in this particular computer. So all I have to do is go into control panel, click on system, and you can see it's a 1 GB RAM. You can see the processing power. It's an Intel Xeon CPU E5 whatever. Now if I want to increase, suddenly if I want to increase the RAM to 4 GB or 8 GB, everything is possible with a click of a second, and I don't need to buy a special hardware for this. But only by clicking a button everything is possible. That's the power of using cloud computing. So let me show you an example of it. So what I do is I close this account close this session. I log into my Amazon account. And you see, this is the particular, if you go here, if you, this is my account. And if you click on services, you can see EC2. EC2 is the computer which is running on the net. Okay. We also have something called S3. S3 is a storage device on the net. So what happens is if I have two EC2 machines and I want to share the files between both the computers, what I can do is I can store all the data in S3, and both the computers can be connected to S3 machine, S3 device. S3 is a storage device where your data can be stored specially. Okay. Now let's see an EC2 instance. So here you can observe an EC2 instance. You saw that it already had a hard disk and everything. An EC2 instance, an instance will contain a CPU, some sort of RAM and everything. So suppose if I want to increase the RAM of this computer, all I need to do is I'll first shut down this instance, so that what happens is by doing this, the computer which is running on the cloud gets stopped. Okay. Once when you stop this computer, you can increase the RAM of the computer for some special activity. So suppose for some special activity you need huge RAM. So all you can do is you can click here on action, and you can see that the instance has been stopped. Once and when the instance is stopped, I can go into instance settings and I can say change instance type. Okay. And now here I can decide what type of machine I need. Suppose I need an T2 large. I click on that, and then what happens once when I click on T2 large, I will have large RAM, a larger RAM, a more better CPU processor and everything. So let me just show you an example of it. T2 large, I click on T2 large, I click on apply. And now what I'll do is I'll try to start this instance. See it? And I click on start. I'm starting this instance. Now I'll try to connect to that computer. You can observe now if I go into settings, control panel, control panel, system, system, and you can see the RAM has increased. I didn't have to open my computer. You see, that's the power of a cloud computer. So this is one of the technology through which you can all work remotely. Now I'll shut and share files easily. So you can store files here in the hard disk. This the remote computer's hard disk, and you can access it. Any employees can around the world can access the files. So you just got an idea of cloud computing. And if you need any help setting your app or setting your software on cloud, we are there to help. Thanks for now.